CJ Stroud returns. Texans beat down the Titans on to Indianapolis. One of the biggest games that we've had around here in a long time. Let's go inside the locker room, talk about it. Hear from D'Amico Ryan, CJ Stroud, and look ahead. A lot to get into.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the locker room on YouTube. You know what it is. Let's get it. Hey. Locker room. Yeah, we in the locker room. Texas talk. Yeah, you know what we about to do. Localize every angle's what we really do. We the source. We the pulse of the
That
city.
was an easy W. It is the locker room, number one source for Texans daily digital content. I'm Landry Locker. You can hear me Monday through Friday, 10 to 2 Central, Sports Radio 610, and the Odyssey app. We'll hear from D'Amico Ryans. We'll hear from CJ Stroud, but this was an easy one for the Houston Texans. The atmosphere was nice. Not as many Titans fans as I was expecting there, and the Texans got the job done. I don't think it could have gone better for the Texans. It felt a lot like almost a tune-up for CJ Stroud. It was clean, it was crisp, and quite frankly, it was easy. And the defense, Will Anderson came back. He had a big game as well. Last time I asked the question, did the Texans miss Will Anderson? They might not have missed him the last time these teams faced, but his impact was felt significantly in this one. We'll hear from D'Amico Ryans in a sec. Be sure to subscribe, like, ride along, listen to In the Loop, Sports Radio 610 for the best Texans coverage that you could possibly ask for. But early on, it was pretty clear that CJ Stroud was comfortable. Texans moved the ball early. They ended up settling for 3. And then from there, it was just clear that the Titans, it was obvious to see why the Titans are where they are. The Texans got a break from the Titans early on. They run into the punter in the end zone. They ran into Cam Johnson. They gave the Texans the rock. Brevin Jordan touchdown made it 10-0. And then the defense came up big. No Malik Collins today, no Jonathan Grenard. But the defense, Jerry Hughes and Sheldon Rankins, 2 of the veterans on your squad, they combine. Hughes with the strip sack, and then Rankins runs into the end zone to make it 17-0. And Texans never really look back. A little bit of a threat from Tennessee at the end of the first half in a 20-0 game, but Will Anderson with 2 consecutive sacks. On a limited snap count, by the way. And it has me wondering, I think Will Anderson's obviously a 3-down lineman, but maybe keeping him fresh and perhaps adding bodies that you can rotate in and out would benefit Will Anderson, because he was on a snap count and he was getting pressure on the quarterback each time, and he was able to finish. Seemed like he almost had like a little extra juice, little extra energy because of that. So the Texans took the 20-3 halftime lead. The halftime show, elite, not going to lie to you. I was wondering how this, H-Town day would go. Man, it went pretty damn well. So you had little Flip go up there, do a little set. You had little Kiki go up there, do the South Side. Mike Jones showed up. There were rumblings that maybe Mike Jones would not be there. Mike Jones was there. And then they ended it with Zero. Salute to the Texans, by the way, for giving Zero love. I don't like the way that Zero was treated in the Trey the Truth situation, and I'm glad that Zero is at least being embraced by the Texans, because he is an H-Town legend. So it was perhaps the best halftime show of all time, and it was even sweeter because you weren't really sweating the football game. Little controversy, not huge controversy, especially compared to what we've seen the last 24 hours or so. But the refs called a weird penalty with Tennessee looking to score, in which you really could not hear the whistle. Desmond King ended up getting called for the personal foul. It gave the Titans the rock, 1st and goal from the 4-yard line. You couldn't hear the whistle in the stadium. Also didn't seem like forward progress was stopped. So either way, like the bad officiating that has kind of been the topic this morning and after yesterday, could have been a bigger deal. But fortunately for the Texans, the Titans don't have a good offense. So the Texans got the stop, and it was 23-3 heading into the fourth. And that was really the end of it. That was pretty much it. Texans win 26-3. On to Indianapolis. Indianapolis ends up getting their dub. Jacksonville gets their dub as well. So it's a playoff implications when the Texans and Colts meet next week. What a difference a year makes. It will be very interesting to see what happens when the Texans take on the Colts. You got Shane Steichen, first year coach, D'Amico Ryans, first year coach, two teams that have overachieved based on preseason expectations. And a year after, really nobody wanted to win the game. Now it's all on the line right now, and it's going to be really, really interesting. I did not hear the whistle. I know some people on Twitter were saying you could hear the whistle. You couldn't hear it. You could hear the whistle at certain times. That was a half-ass whistle. And I don't think Desmond King could hear the whistle either. And regardless, there was no there was no progress stopped either. It was a pretty whack call, if you ask me. We'll get into like playoff matchups potential if they beat the Colts, but right now I think it's just all about winning and getting in. Let's hear from D'Amico Ryans. D'Amico Ryans met with the media. Let's hear what D'Amico had to say, and we'll react to this throughout. Appreciate you for coming through. Be sure to subscribe, like. Reaction Monday is going to be fun tomorrow. Let's just put it that way.
What does it mean to you? You didn't know where you took this, when you took over this team, where it was to be guaranteed of a winning record now? And also, you haven't talked about the playoffs. You got one game left. It's for the playoffs. What would that mean to you guys?
And first and foremost, just thankful for our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, who put us in this position, right? All the support that I've had is not me, right? It's what's in me, and I'm just thankful, all right, for just being blessed to be in this position as a coach, and happy to, change the trajectory of the Texans organization, right? For there to be good news about the organization, and we're headed in a good place, playing meaningful football, right? It means a lot to us, and we're pleased with where we are, and we understand that, we didn't, as our guys say, we didn't come this far just to get this far, right? We have a lot to still play for that's ahead of us, but it's credit to the guys in the room for putting us in this position, right? Our players stepped up big time today. It was a true team win. Offense, we're able to move the ball efficiently. Defense stepped up, played a tremendous game. It's great having CJ back, having Will back, and you just see the impact that those players have on our team. Right? And they truly stepped up, made big-time plays for us, down after down, and they put us in position, all right, to be a really good spot moving forward.
Hey, Coach, what did you think of the performance of Will Anderson Jr. and along those same lines? How great was it to see him set the single season record for most sacks for a rookie?
Yeah, really proud of Will for him pushing through, right? He's in a lot of pain. He's hurt, but he still, sucked it up and pushed through. And he made a lot of impact plays. Even though he's on a limited snap count, he was still able to affect the quarterback. For him to get 2 sacks, huge plays for us in the game, all right? And just for him to break the rookie record, I know it means a lot to him. That's the type of player Will is. He's an impact player, and you see it instantly, right? You see we've missed him. When he hasn't been there, we've missed him, but you see the production, you see the type of plays that he can make for us. Really proud of him, proud of the season that he's having.
By the way, they didn't miss Will Anderson last time. They need Will Anderson. If he's going to play like that, look out, because those are the type of plays that when you get to the playoffs, if Will Anderson can kind of flip the switch and be a multiple sack guy, look out.
Coach, another dominant performance from the defense today. I'd like to know your thoughts on how significant the in-season signings of Barnett, King, and Tart have been for the defense.
And
by the way, Tart's going to be nice in the playoffs too. That's a big SOB. I know he had a little extra going for him, but Tart is going to be nice in the playoffs. That big SOB is
had to move a lot of things around due to injuries and things with our roster. So just thankful to Nick and his staff for, bringing in the right guys. And it starts there and it all starts with the right guys, and then the players that these guys are stepping in and being able to catch up quickly. Or we throw a lot at our guys, and they're able to catch up quickly and fit right in with what we asked them to do, play hard, play relentless, play smart football. And we're happy to have, when it comes to Barnett, Desmond has stepped in and made plays for us, adding Kareem, adding Amos. I mean, we've added DAC when we didn't have him to start. So there's a lot of different guys, right, who weren't here at the beginning of the year, but it just shows, right, the resolve of our team that no matter who's in, guys are doing their absolute best and helping us to win games.
Before CJ's injury, we got so used to seeing CJ making plays, looking so smooth. How concerned were you that he could pick up where he left off, and then how surprised were you that, oh, there he goes, he's doing his thing again?
And CJ had a really, really good week of practice. So I was encouraged seeing him at practice and seeing the way he operated, seeing how he's efficient in practice, made the correct throws, the correct reads in practice. And he looked back to himself, back to normal. And he stepped out here today in this game and he did the same thing, right? He was efficient. He moved the offense along, right? And I mean, for us to move the ball like we did, it started with the run game, right? So with Motor, the way he ran the ball, Damian, a couple runs that he had, I think we ran the ball really well. Our O-line blocked well up front, right? We didn't give up any sacks, all right? We didn't turn the ball over. So all that starts with the offensive line and them dominating the line of scrimmage.
Hey, D'Amico, two things. This week you talked about playing clean. You guys look like you did that for the most part. And then losing a guy like a Jonathan Bernard and having other guys like Rankins and Tart and letting those guys step up. Can you talk about that?
At first off, I'm thankful for our guy. I mean, that's what we talk about, playing clean ball. I think we had one penalty maybe in the game, but that's like you play clean. You protect the ball, no penalties, right? You take the ball away on defense. Right? That's really clean football. You're giving yourself a chance to play. We've been in many games where it was the Texans holding the Texans back, but today we got out of our own way and we were able to compete and play clean football. And the second part there, I'm sorry again.
About the defensive line having the guys step in.
Right, yeah. For our defensive line, I mean, we were down Malik, down Jonathan, right, down a lot of guys there. And for Tart to step in and play big for us versus his old team, and Rankins, another big day. Jerry is continuing to play better each and every week. For him to get the sack there and Rankins to scoop and score, one of the best plays in football. So happy to finally get a defensive touchdown. But our D-line, they produce. No matter who's been in, they produce. They play well together. And when they play well together, right, that changes the entire scope of our defense, right? It all starts up front with our defensive line. And when we play well, they play well. So we just continue to lean on our defensive line, and they're the driving force for our defense. When they're playing well, we have a really good chance to win games.
I have two questions, separate questions for you. First, I asked, Larry and me obviously had to come out of the game. Was that more, I know you all have a pretty big lead, is that more precautionary, or was that something y'all had to take a look at?
Yeah, we'll see how Laramie is feeling as the week goes on.
And also, you all have had to rely on a lot of young pieces this year. Of course, CJ and Will, a lot of young guys have kind of carried you all. How important has that been to you all's success this season? Relying on a lot of young guys.
We have a lot of young guys who stepped up, and they've provided energy to our team. And that's what I told our young guys. I met with them in the offseason. Like, I want you guys to be the driving force, right? You guys bring the energy to our team, and they set the tone, right? And that's what I asked them to do, and they've been doing it all year. Whether it's Tank, CJ, Will, I mean, all our guys have stepped up and made plays for us, right? And I'm happy to have a really good core of young players, right, who knows what it takes to win. They know how to prepare, right, and they know what it means to play for each other, right? And that's really important for our team and where we are now.
Well, overall, what did you see from CJ, and how much did he kind of not only for improve the offense, but how much did he give a jolt and a boost to the offense when he was out there?
Yeah, he was efficient all day. That's one thing I say. He was efficient, went to the right spot with the football. He made great decisions all day. And that's what I would say about CJ. He was calm. He was confident in the moment. And just the confidence factor of what he does to our entire team, he raises everyone's level of confidence because everyone knows the type of player that he is, right? He's a big-time playmaker, and he continues to show it week after week. So, man, we're all excited to have CJ back, because he is a really great player, and we're happy to have him.
You talk about the younger players taking a major step forward, but to get two veterans like Jerry and Sheldon to get the first touchdown, what does it mean for the culmination, and what have they brought an impact for the locker room?
Right, Jerry and Rankins have done an unbelievable job, right, as this year's went along. Rankins, right, holding it down on the interior D-line. Those guys don't get a lot of publicity, but Rankins, Malik, the interior defensive linemen, they're the driving force, right, and they've done a great job all year. And Jerry has really picked it up this past couple of weeks, and to see him rushing with the speed off of the edge, right, really affecting the quarterback, disrupting the quarterback, that's what we want to see from Jerry in those passing situations, and he's starting to show up big time for us.
Nico, can you address the theme or the message that you have established for something like that as a ground floor with players coming in and out and seeming are picking it up, picking it up with enthusiasm? It's like a seamless, everybody knows picking it up, coming in a seamless motion.
Right. Our message to our guys is no matter who's in, we want to play a relentless brand of football, and we want to play with high energy, right? We want guys to be enthusiastic about playing football because that's how I view the game, and that's how I've always viewed the game. I've always had fun playing the game of football, right? And you have fun when you execute, right? And that's what I harp on all the time. Like, if our execution is right, we play with clean football, we play precision, we operate with precision, right? Everybody's going to be excited. Everybody's going to be enthusiastic because if we execute, that means we're making plays. So just had to remind our guys of that this week. Let's get back to having fun playing football, and you have fun when you execute.
Last two, baby. Last two. Let's go.
I asked you last summer, you expected CJ to be an elite player, certainly to evolve into an elite player, even as a rookie, but
who's this?
The amount of adversity you had with the offensive line. If somebody had told you you were going to be facing that back in July.
I'll be honest. I am so sick of every time the Texans win a game, it goes back to, well, nobody expected you to do this. Like, they haven't done anything yet. Like, all these, like, what if you look back? Come on.
How much sleep were you without?
Come on.
Still get a good amount of sleep, right? You never know in the league and with seasons. There are a lot of ebbs and flows, a lot of ups and downs, guys in and out. You just have to remain steady throughout the season, right? It's very unpredictable. It's taking one day at a time, right? Win the day and keep pressing forward.
Let me go back to the huge strip sack and the Rankins return, how big it was, what you saw from the sideline, because you were going crazy after he crossed
McClain.
the goal.
Yeah, but it's on the snap, right? I saw his get off, and I seen he got a step on the tackle there, and it was a clean sack. And we've been harping on it a lot about not just getting the sack or tackling the quarterback. We want the ball. And when I seen him go for the ball and it was out and it's still on the ground, I mean, I was like, I knew this was our opportunity, right, to properly scoop and score one, and to see Rankins come up with it. I'm overly excited at that point because it's just what we harp on, and to see it come to life right there in the game. I'm so excited for Jerry, so excited for Rankins to be able to make that play for us. All right. Thank you, guys.
There you go. Thank you, Coach. That's D'Amico Ryan meeting with the media types right here. It is the Locker Room post-game show. Appreciate everyone for coming through. We'll go through some comments, and then we'll hear from the damn quarterback, man. My God. It is nice to hear from CJ Stroud. We heard from him first time in 3 weeks the other day. We'll hear from him again in a sec. And I got to think, I don't want to. There had to have been a little bit of nerves for CJ going back on the field. Obviously, he knows what he's doing, but I mean, your head's hurt. You're sensitive to light. You're having to watch your team play. Like there has to be like a little bit of nerves. But it was crisp. It was a very crisp game for CJ Stroud. There were a couple of plays, like even just like the out routes where, you pick up 7 yards on just a dime that were really crisp. And we're going to see him probably go back to trying to extend plays and make stuff happen and all that when they face the Indianapolis Colts. But the good thing is he didn't really have to stress himself too much to today, and it was basically like a tune-up. It was basically like a preseason game, basically like a scrimmage. Dark Side says, we don't got nothing to worry about. If we make it, we playing with house money. Nobody expected us to be here this fast. The experience alone is immeasurable. I am ready now to accept the house money thing. Now, if you listen to the show, most people in Houston do listen to the show in the Loop Sports Radio 610. I did not want to hear about house money had they lost this game to Tennessee. It's Houston Pride Day. The Titans suck. You have CJ Stroud back, and the season has played out to where you should expect to beat the Tennessee Titans. So had they lost this game, I would not want to hear the house money crap. But I'm also realistic. They've set themselves up right now where they're facing an Indianapolis Colts team with a coach who's probably going to be going head-to-head with D'Amico for a long time in Shane Steichen. A football team that's a good football team, a very good football team. And both of these teams have overcome a lot of injuries. The Texans perhaps a little bit more. I'm okay with the house money notion now. So I actually agree with Dark Side. I was against it had they lost this game, but I'm actually with you there. A couple other comments. Jose, damn, that's a nice fish, brother. You didn't catch that though. You had someone reel that in for you. You ain't fooling me, Jose. You damn sure didn't catch that. I'm just playing. Fant did a good job taking over for Laramie Tunsil. Did we miss LT? LOL. That's a play on the Will Anderson. Did we miss Will Anderson last time? Look, I think Laramie Tunsil's a really good player. Do I think Laramie Tunsil's like some sort of like significant impact player? No. Most teams would like to have a Laramie Tunsil, but he's not a very great run blocker. He's a really good pass blocker, and he's been hurt all year. And I don't know if Laramie Tunsil is going to be like Steven Nelson out there pushing through this, or if he's going to be erring on the side of caution. But, Trent Williams with the San Francisco 49ers, that's an impact player. Laramie Tunsil, he's a good player, but you can win games without him. As a matter of fact, the Texans have done it multiple times. Common sense 200. Don't know what that means. That's kind of a subjective claim there. Regardless of what happens next week, we have an above 500 record. I don't give a damn. Like, cool. 500 win record. Like, who cares? But yeah, that's good. Yeah, you're right. Winning season. Logan Taylor, if the Chiefs lose, does that affect chances or seeding? The Chiefs have the AFC West locked up, so they could be juggled between, the 2 and 4. But as far as the Texans, like maybe they could face the Chiefs. They could face the Dolphins or Bills. Baltimore is locked into that one spot. And then they could face there's a lot of possibilities. We'll get into like actual playoff matchups. Right now, I kind of want the Chiefs. For better or worse, I want the Chiefs. I think it's a good spotlight. I think they're like not even close to what they've been in the past. I didn't even know how I was going to say that. I would want the Chiefs. Jacob says, can we give Nick his flowers for last draft? It was an A+. Nick's gotten his flowers all year. I think Nick's done a good job. He's done a good job adjusting to D'Amico Ryans. He's done a good job picking up players in season. I think he's relaxed. I think he doesn't want the spotlight. So yeah, Nick, you can give Nick his flowers. You can give Nick as many flowers as he wants. It's funny. So when D'Amico was hired, we were sitting in the cafeteria. By we, I mean all the other media types. We were sitting in the cafeteria, and we were waiting to go to the D'Amico press conference, and Nick Caserio came out. By the way, Nick Caserio, you know about like Adrian Peterson's like firm handshake. Nick Caserio, it's like a Mike Tyson body shot. So Nick will dab you up, and when he dabs you up, he's gonna slap you on the side. It's like, damn, dude, like it's like a body shot because he's all like wired up and perfect health and all that. But Caserio came up to me and he's like, I heard I got flowers yesterday. He was talking about on the radio. And I was like, yeah, you got flowers, man. That was a good hire with D'Amico. So I kind of thought of that when you brought up the Flowers. Frank said 51 looked like he limped off a little. Yeah, I mean, Will Anderson's hurt. He played hurt today. So, yeah, he's definitely limping. He was on a snap count, but, yeah, he was definitely limping. I mean, he wasn't 100% at all. And I think a lot of guys on this team aren't 100%. I don't think Sheldon Rankins is 100%. Steven Nelson hadn't been 100% in a long time. Give him his props for battling through. But, yeah, Will Anderson definitely not 100%. Mr. H. Berg says the Ravens are looking scary. Don't even look at them. Like, if the only time you have to worry, if you're worried about the Ravens as a Texans fan, like when it's actually relevant, that means you're in the AFC Championship game or you're in the second round of the playoffs. So you're not playing them in the first round. So if you want to be worried about the Baltimore Ravens, and it's actually relevant, that's a good thing because that means that you've won a playoff game, at least one. If we makes the playoffs, I think we can beat the Chiefs. That's from Logan. Don't disagree with you at all. Mr. High says I would love to see the Browns again. Again, that would be like an AFC championship. I think, like, if you see the Browns again, that's an AFC championship game. So, yeah, I'm sure you would. Don J, I noticed the team on both sides definitely plays with way more energy when CJ is playing. Yeah, that's a given. You get your best player, you get the face of the franchise, all that. No doubt. Ain't no doubt. The House of Kings, man, y'all are funny. Did we miss Jonathan Grenard? That is House of Kings. That's the best text message right there. Shout out to you, brother. Shout out to you. G Texans Talk said, what's up, Landry? Seen you after the game. Come up and say what's up, man. There were a lot of people that I saw at the game. I actually took my daughter to her first game with wifey. Come up and say what's up, man. See a lot of folks out there, locker room listeners, 610, man. It makes my day talking this stuff with y'all. You ain't bothering me. I live this stuff as much as y'all, for sure. So next time, come up, man. Say what's up, and I appreciate you for rolling through here. Let's hear from the QB, the quarterback, CJ Stroud. He meets with the media types. Kind of seemed a little bit tense last time we heard from CJ, but let's hear what CJ has to say now. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, hey CJ, can you talk about how it felt being out there today and just how excited you are to get this win?
Yeah, first and foremost, I want to give all glory and praise to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. It's been a blessing. It was a blessing this week to get back. Felt like I got back to my normal self really kind of fast, and my O-line did a great job of protecting me, and we ran really clean routes. We executed at a high level, and it felt great to be back, and definitely want to keep building from there.
CJ, you played in big games before in your college career. You stepped in after being out for 2 weeks. Just what was I like to step right into that role? It just seemed like smooth as silk.
I appreciate that. I feel like everything that we did on the field today, we put a good week of practice in. I think all 11 guys took their responsibility really serious. We had Robert Woods and Sheldon Rankins come up to us and talk to us last night about just the opportunity that we have, and I think everybody took that really serious. And we're really excited because, we're playing our best ball towards the back end. Of course, last week we didn't do well, but we weren't really at full strength. And to be for this week, that we're kind of at full strength and still play a good game against a tough Tennessee Titans team that takes really everybody to the stretch and be able to shut them out almost and be able to put up some points offensively and defensively. I think that's a recipe for success.
CJ, Bobby talked about how it might have been a little bit before he understood exactly what you were capable of doing, maybe knocking us off. Right? But how did those first few drives feel? You were pretty successful on those early drives. Was it methodical? A lot of plays. That was explosive. You got explosive later in the game. Was that kind of on purpose, kind of get you in a rhythm?
Yeah, Bobby had a great idea of kind of trying to get me back in the rhythm of being out there, and it really started in practice. I feel like my quarterback coach Stroud did a great job of getting me back into the flow of things, of just getting game speed reps. So I think they did a great job handling that because I feel like I was kind of back to normal on that first drive. I mean, the first pass we completed, from there on, like that first drive, I really felt fine. I felt great, and I felt like I was seeing it really well. I was making the right reads, making the right decisions, and I think Bobby had a great game plan, and we kind of just took what the defense gave us. They backed up a lot, took away a lot of our shot plays, and we were able to sustain drives, which is really big. So I really think that we had a good plan to kind of get me back in the flow of things around what we were doing offensively.
CJ, have the balance you had on offense today, just that you and to control your own destiny with the win next week. Season.
Yeah, I mean, towards this point in the season, you want to be able to run the ball and pass the ball at a high level, and I think today we did that. And for me, I think it was kind of tough, honestly, because they just kept backing up. They didn't give us anything deep, so we were trying to stretch the field, but just being smart, I think, is where I've kind of grown towards this part of the year. Is just really taking what the defense gives you, and I think running the ball definitely helped too. Like Motor did a great job along with our O-line, our tight ends, our receivers blocking really well. So when you're doing that at a high level, that's just going to be great for the offense. We got to keep that going.
CJ, earlier this year, you talked about changing the culture of this franchise, and how you mentioned that not winning isn't going to fly with you. Technically, as they would say, you stood on business. You guys were 6-3 at home this year. What does it mean to you to make good on your word, and how you see kind of the culture and the energy shift around the fans here?
Yeah, I think as a man, like your word is everything, and what you say should be what you do. And I feel like, of course, this league isn't easy, so it's like you can say all you want, but if you don't put in the work, then like I feel you just kind of talking for no reason. So the work has been put in from this team, from our coaches, our front office, to our players, to our strength staff, to our training room staff, to our chefs in the kitchen, to the red shirts, like all around work has been put in, and it hasn't been easy, you know. So I think that's kind of what God wanted, though, is the hard wins, the hard grinding. To show up today, I think that was pretty cool to see. And I definitely think that we're going to just keep this going. And the time is now. Like, it's not next year. It's not the year after that. It's right now. We have the opportunity to control our own destiny. So I'm excited to do that.
Okay.
I feel like it feels how it feels. Like I'm a firm believer in trying to be set where my feet are, and not look ahead. So tonight I'm gonna enjoy this win and do that. But at the end of the day, like I'm back to trying to win this, hopefully win this division, but try to win that game to get in the playoffs. And I feel like, I don't know, man. It's hard to put words together because there's so many special things, special moments, special people that have made like this season be special, you know. So I'm just blessed to kind of be a part of this, and be at the forefront of leading this team. And I'm just really blessed, man. I can't put into words how blessed I am. And this week, man, I just try to do my best just to thank God throughout everything. Like, it was tough these last 2 weeks not being in there and seeing my brothers grind and wanting to make plays and wanting to do everything that I knew I could do. But I had to sit back and take care of my health. And it was tough, but I just thank God, man, through it all.
Jonathan, Jerome, Kim, and Sarge to close.
You said a little frustrated. Did you see any effect of the long drives, Did you see any effect that had on the Titans at all?
Yeah, I mean, I think they do a great job over there, having a great play caller like they do, to be able to take away those things. He's very smart. He knows to the right timing of calling his defense and things like that. So I feel like it's my responsibility to take care of the football in those situations. And those long drives do wear a defense down a little bit, and we were able to kind of sustain that. And I think just the next step that we have to take, of course, next week is just scoring in the red zone, scoring 7, not 3. But at the end of the day, like you putting those drives together, it helps. It sets a tone. And I think that first drive set the tone that like we were coming to play ball today, and I'm really just proud of that because you don't know kind of how it's gonna go being your first game back and stuff. So it was cool just to see us have positive drives. I think that was the main thing. We didn't take a step back, which is really big and our keys to victory. So.
Thanks again. Congrats on the win. I know you're pretty thoughtful and purposeful about most things that you do. Can you explain, is there a particular meaning behind
Jerome?
the Kobe Bryant shirt today?
I mean, Kobe's my favorite player of all time, basketball. Honestly, I don't really think I had any like crazy idea about wearing it. But I think like when I seen it this morning, it kind of just like put like just like a mindset type of switch on me. Like I remember watching Kobe's interview. I think we were up 2-0. Yeah, I say we. We were up 2-0 against the Celtics in the finals, and he goes, "Job is not finished." So we've had a great season. Like this has been a turnaround, like complete turnaround from last year. But in my opinion, job's not finished. Like we have a lot left in the tank, and we need to empty that. And I feel like, I kind of what the shirt kind of spoke to me this morning. But yeah, it wasn't really anything, but I got a nugget out of it. So yeah.
Hey, CJ, this week you talked about how when you were out, you were able to see some things from watching, games on TV. I'm wondering if
God, he seems more relaxed, doesn't he? Does he seem more relaxed to y'all?
We're able to say, okay, I can implement this today.
Look at that game face right there. That game face. Tell me
I think it was just right there, like just having Tank on the sideline, like energy. Like it seemed like in that Cleveland game, we had literally no energy. Like they're gonna make plays in the NFL. Like you can think we're superheroes and Texas is gonna win every Sunday, and that's the goal, that's the plan. But like the other team is gonna make it hard. Like they're in the NFL, they get paid just like we do. So I think like after big plays, we kind of just hung our head and I feel like we felt sorry for ourselves. Even like especially offensively, like we had a couple positive plays, a couple explosives, and we got a flag and we came back and guys are acting like we can't overcome it because you just see everybody's head down. So for me, like I said something about it, but I more so showed it with my actions during practice. Is like just I'm gonna work really, really hard to like stay positive through this week, just so like it sets the tone. And thank God we didn't have a really negative play on first and second down this week. And even if we did, we probably overcame it. So I was kind of like the main nugget I took from watching the game on TV. So I just try to imply that.
Last one.
CJ, during the NFL Combine, I asked you, what was your mindset as far as coming to a rebuilding team, and what do you think that you could bring? And you said that you were built for that. You were taught that at Ohio State. You also said that you've been taught that growing up, that going through adversity just makes you stronger. You also said to us earlier.
Man, there's a lot going on here.
Pressure is a privilege. Going into the game against the Indianapolis Colts.
A lot going on here. He's trying to follow. Look at TJ. He's like, what are you saying, sir?
Starting to take that next step.
Sir, what is going on?
Yeah, great question, Sarge.
He's so nice.
I think you hit on the nail, man. Just kind of how I was raised and the situation I played with in college of just a lot of pressure, like a lot of like it's on you, CJ. Like you got to go make a play. You got to lead us to victory. And I used to ask like why, like why it's always on me? Like why can't I just like get something easy? And then around like high school was the time I was like, man, like God put something special in my heart, like special type of talent into me. And since then, like I really didn't pick up the pressure as a privilege till I probably got to college. But that's like the main thing that I think God put me through a lot of adversity for was that reason. Is like smile through all the pain, smile through all the adversity, smile through the great times. Like in this line of work, like you can't always kick yourself in the dirt. I'm the first to like hold myself accountable for my mistakes, but at times I have to honestly remind myself, like smile, like my life isn't as bad as I probably make it seem to myself. And I think like something that we all can do as humans is like, even through hard times, like still smile, even though good times, smile. But we know that our successes come from the Lord. And I appreciate just God putting that, my dad used to always talk about having tough skin when I was younger, and just putting that tough skin on me since when I was little, and like keep going. get knocked down, keep going. It's just it has been kind of how my life has gone. So I'm blessed to be a impactful person. I feel like I get a lot of people who reach out to me, and I feel like I'm just doing what God called me to do. And I'm sorry I'm long-winded, but I'm just truly thankful for all the things that not only I've been through, but where I'm at now. I have a lot of friends here, my family here, and I could tell you I wasn't always like this. I've always tried to be mature and things like that, but it wasn't always the case. But God has put amazing people in my life, amazing city like Houston, amazing city like Columbus, back home in the IE. Like a lot of great people have poured their lives into me, and I'm just blessed to be on this stage to face you guys. So, and it's just not me. I think that's the biggest thing that I wanted to talk about. But pressure's a privilege, and I appreciate that. So, all right, you guys, God bless.
All right, there you go. That's CJ Stroud. Got some big news here. This is wild. So we have, I think for the first time, we have a Will Anderson podium game. Will Anderson was sent to the podium after CJ. Hey, it might seem like a small thing, but when you're talking about like impact players get sent to the podium. And in this game, and it was a big game, CJ to the podium, Will Anderson to the podium. We'll hear from Will Anderson in a sec. Friend of the show. My goodness, Will Anderson getting to the podium. How about that? Hey, get used to it, Bevo says. I'm getting used to it. This is just the first time. You can get used to a lot of things, but the first time is always a great time. I'm looking forward to this. So we'll get into that. Someone brought up the Texans getting flex. I think they're going to get flex next week. I think it's a no-brainer. I do think we'll be watching a primetime Texans game. There's just the league is shaping up right now to where there's not going to be a lot of meaningful ball games. So Texans Colts with the playoff spot on the line, I do think there's a chance that gets flexed. So get ready for that. I do think that is going to happen. No doubt. Who are the potential heroes for the Texans? And for me, a hero is someone who helps you during a magical playoff run. A legend is someone who helps you during a championship run. But a hero, who are the potential heroes for the Texans this year? If they go to Indianapolis and win, and then they make some noise in the playoffs, I think it's obvious. CJ is number one. He's the straw that stirs the drink. He and D'Amico are the two faces of the franchise. But who are the other potential heroes? I think you could say Nico Collins, who, by the way, man, he runs violent as a mofo when he gets that rock. I'm not going to sit here and call him like Debo Samuel or something like that, but he runs with violence. I think Devin Singletary is a potential hero. Derek Stingley is a potential hero. And then another person that I think they might not even need him last time against Tennessee, Will Anderson, who is at the podium. My God, I almost brings a tear to my eye. My boy Will at the podium. Let's hear from Will Anderson here on the post-game show. Here's Will Anderson, little podium cameo. Look at him, man. He's ready to go.
I feel in the second, how were you able to block out that pain and give the performance like you did?
At first, I just got to give all glory to God.
What's up, man?
This week's just been one of them weeks in the league, man.
Three glories.
People talk about walking to the NFL moment, and, you always got your moments on the field. But I think off the field was one of the biggest challenges I faced this week as a NFL player and just being a pro and learning how to be a pro. But like I said, I just got to give all glory to God. But yeah, I think it's just the type of person I am, the type of person I've been made into, the person God has made me to be, the person my parents raised me to be, all the great coaches I've got a chance to play for, Coach Fed and Coach Rogers in high school, Coach Saban. And I remember I had a similar situation happen to me in college. My sophomore year, I got cut blocked, and I didn't know if I was going to be able to play that week. They were talking about surgery, all this other stuff. And I remember Coach Saban sat me in his office, and he was just like, nobody's 100% right now at this time. Like, everybody's banged up. I know you got your injury going on. And he was like, it just shows that you're a warrior. It shows what type of competitor you are. And those are the type of moments that you never forget. And you go out there and you ball out for your brothers and everything like that. And God's taking care of you. So for me, that's all I was thinking about this week was just like, how can I be a warrior? How can I be a competitor? Trusting God, knowing that, He makes no mistakes. Everything happens for a reason. And my brothers got my back and I got their back. So that's just where it kind of was going into this week.
Well, congratulations on the 2 sacks. Put into that, because a lot of the year you've gotten close, you get a lot of pressure, you get a lot of hits, and you haven't always gotten home. But this time, you're going to finish.
Talking about finishing sacks. Yeah,
Man, I just got to give a credit to those guys up front, man. Without them, we don't eat on the edge. We got Rank, Khalil,
at a mofo game.
Kurt, all those guys did a great job pushing the pocket, and it just helps us and it makes our job much easier, getting to the quarterback. So it's just all of us working together and being effective as one. And rushing is one. And, we've been doing a really good job of that lately. I think that's one of the main goals that we had as a D-line, that nobody's going to rush selfishly. We're all going to rush together so everybody can eat and everybody can have fun and just go out there and play for each other.
Will, how hard was it for you to sit out these games?
How hard was it for you to sit out the last?
But it was the hardest. Like, I'm like, because I'm the type, like, when I'm watching ball, I get, like, especially when I'm on the team, I get, like, very anxious. Like, I want to be out there. I got to be out there. So it was really hard to, like, turn on some of the games and watch some of the games because, like, I want to be out there. But then again, I'm, like, supporting my bros and everything like that. But like I said, I think it's all about just being a pro and learning how to be a pro. And I ain't gonna lie, these last 2 weeks, it was phenomenal. I did a really good job of, trying to connect with God. Also, picked up a lot of stuff on that, and also, diving deeper into my tape, looking at things that I can get better, watching other guys and watching the D-line. And, like, it's actually kind of different than when you get a chance to watch the game at home and you see so much more stuff. And I think that went into it a lot. So just these last 2 weeks have been really good mentally and, of course, physically, like getting my ankle back right, resting my body. But I think more than anything, it was really good mentally, just locking in on my faith. Really, and trusting God and believing in God that He makes no mistakes, but also learning, what could I have done better in the past to help me in the future. So it was really, really great.
Well, today you set Texans single season for sacks.
Yeah.
With your 17. First of all, what's your reaction to that? And can you describe the process of your season mentally to you welcome from being bunch at this point?
Yeah, man. None of this happens without those guys in the D-line room. Like, none of this happens. Like, I give all glory to God for blessing me to be a part of this team, blessing me to be a part of the D-line that we have here, and just, the guys that, that's in the room. My papa, he always told me, like, your gift will make room for you and bring you before great men. And that's all I think about now is how God has made room for my gift and brought me amongst a lot of great men in that room. And they've been very supportive of me, helping me along the way. When I'm down, they pick me right back up. I always say, you're a leader, man. Like, there's no need. Like, you having a good year, man, regardless of what anybody got to say. Any of the haters got to say, they always keep me grounded, make sure I'm staying focused on the right things. So, like, I got to give a big shout out to those guys, because without them, and without God placing them in my life, I don't even think I would be here right now where I'm at.
We got time for a few more. But quick question is, you mentioned how tough it was, how did you, what happened when you first?
Oh, yeah. My foot had just got caught in the turf when I was rushing, and it kind of, like, bent a little bit, and that's how I ended up getting my high ankle sprain. So it was, like, non-contact, the turf up there at MetLife. So, yeah.
And also, what does it mean, considering what y'all been through, what does it mean to be in this position, play playoff spot?
Yeah, it means everything, man. We have some really great vets, man. I mean, it's special. Like, I sit in the front row, and we got both our leaders, Robert Woods and Rank, come up here and talk to us, and Rank hit on, we got 8 quarters left to play ball, man. We're not guaranteed anything, and we finished 4 quarters today, and we got 4 more next week. And when he broke it down in that perspective, I think everybody seen, like, a different perspective, a different view. And they really hit on a lot of good stuff, man. And to be a part of a team so special like this with a lot of great vets that's been through a lot, seen a lot of great things, man. And the promise of this team, the talent that we have, the coaching that we have, and how everything is going, like, it's right in front of us. And we just got to keep reaching and going and get it, man. So, like, for us, it's just really on us. Like, we really just got to lock in on the details. How bad do you really want it? I know Robert Woods asked us, like, how bad do you really want it? Like, does it mean enough to you to sacrifice whatever you have to sacrifice for us to make this playoff run? And I think they hit it right on the head with what they were talking about last night. And I think the guys responded really well to it.
You talk about the veterans. It's been a great blend between you young guys and veterans. But You and CJ were drafted here, right, to make a come and set the tone. That's what he wanted. And can you take a moment as this calendar year ends tonight? I know you got hopefully a lot of football left here. Can you take a moment and just appreciate what you guys accomplished so far?
Yeah, of course. I think that's one of the biggest things that we always look at is always never being satisfied with where you're at. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes we do have to take a step back and be like, well, dang, like, you're doing all right. You're doing good. But then coach always talks about staying on edge. And I think that's what keeps us going, like never being comfortable, never being satisfied with everything, never being, good enough to be like, oh, I made it. And I think everybody has that mindset here to like, we haven't made it yet. And I think that's what keeps us on edge. And I think that's what makes this team so like full of grit and hunger. And coach talking about empty the tank. I think we did a really great job of this game. It was really emptying the tank and everybody flying around and having fun. And, man, I think that's what teams need, man, especially like us. Like, boy, like when you have a bunch of guys that's all on the same page, same mentality, and can click together like that, man, it just makes an organization very special.
Two-part question here. First, what in-season improvements have you seen from yourself and in your game that has made today's performance possible? And what does it mean to you to help this team turn around against the run? One of the best run defenses in the NFL.
I'll start with the second question first. That's all we preach. It's stopping the run. Like it's literally in our D-line room. Like stop the run. Like before we talk about anything else, we're gonna stop the run. Like it always starts with us up front. Like without us up front, like if we out of our gaps or anything like that, like the defense is no good, man. Because it starts with the big boys up front. So we really like home in on like, look, we got to stop this run, and then we stop this run, we can get the third down that we can eat. And then for the first question, man, it's really just going back and self-reflecting and looking in the mirror and saying like it's not good enough. You know what I'm saying? Like people can talk about, oh, double team rate, oh, this and that. It doesn't matter. Like it's not good enough. You know what I'm saying? So that's why you have to come and approach every day like, how can I get better? And I think the coaches, we've been doing a really good job. We still have to practice about 10 minutes and just work the little stuff, working edges, working different angles, different moves, everything like that. And I think like people always talk about this rookie block. Like you're going to get this rookie block. And it's like, how can you get a rookie block when you're so intrigued on learning? And you're so intrigued on like almost reaching your goal. And I think that's what it is. Like all the rooks here, like I don't feel like none of us reached a rookie block because we're so eager to learn. We're like, we see success and we just want to keep going and going to get it. And man, it's been a beautiful thing to see from all the young guys, man, and even the vets. So I think that's what just keeps this team going is the hunger and just to keep learning ball and keep getting better. So it's been beautiful.
Goodness. I want to end on that. End on that, bro. Should have dropped the mic after that.
What I've learned about myself, honestly, that I'm enough. Regardless of what anybody has to say, you're enough, man. And I think that's one thing that I've really been, reflecting on. Like, bro, you've put the work in. You made it here to the NFL, man. So what you going to do with this opportunity? You know what I'm saying? Like, don't ever let man try to tell you that you're not enough. And during these last 2 weeks, I really had time to reflect and say, look, you're good, dog. And my teammates, they've been having my back. And as far as just the team, like the guys, man, I just got to give all credit to them, man. It's just like you walk in this thing and there's nobody with their heads down. There's no sad faces. It's like everybody enjoys being around each other. I've been on championship teams and I've seen the camaraderie around the locker room, and I can most definitely say we most definitely have that in the Texas locker room. A lot of great personalities, a lot of great players, man. And I'm being so blessed and fortunate to be a part of all this history that's going on and taking place here. And I can't thank God enough for this opportunity that he's blessed us all with. And I just got to give a big credit to him. Thank you.
There you go. That's Will Anderson. Damn. Hell of a podium job by him. Goodness gracious. My man Will Anderson was on it. Couple things with this Texan squad. First of all, if CJ Stroud and Will Anderson are peaking, and I mean peaking, like their upside, like if they play their best ball in the next few weeks, the Texans can make noise in the playoffs. The Texans can beat Indianapolis and the Texans can make noise in the playoffs. I don't want to get into like this team, that team. All I'll say is this. Jalen Waddle's banged up. Tyreek Hill's banged up for Miami. Kansas City is a very flawed team compared to what we've seen. Now, can they flip the switch and figure stuff out? Absolutely. All-time greats typically do that. So I'm not I'm not dismissing them. I'm not being dismissive, but you look at the AFC right now, and you look at these squads, and if these guys are going to peak, then this Texan squad can make some noise. It happens all the time. It will be a wild, wild ride. But I also love that we have here in Houston, we have Christianity with substance. And I'm not telling you like what religion to be or anything like that. All I'm saying is if you're going to go up there and you're going to say, all glory to God and Jesus Christ, I would like for it to be like clear that you're like a good dude that actually lives that and practices what you preach. Jack Easterby was the ultimate fraud, con artist, cult-like guy ever. You talk to anyone that ever actually dealt with him, whether it's players, whether it's people who work there, etc. The dude's a fraud. And he used God as his shield. Now the Texans have 3 guys who, regardless of how you feel about it, they actually practice what they preach. So I think it's cool. You might not judging any religion, anything like that. I'm just saying, like, if you're going to do that, at least be good guys. Will Anderson, good guy. CJ Stroud, good guy. D'Amico Ryan's good guy. And you saw that. And there was, I'm not going to mention Brandon Cooks either. I think he's drinking the Jack Easterby Kool-Aid, Jim Jones style. Hannah McNair, man. So Hannah McNair is a funny woman. The funniest thing about Hannah, she listens to the show. She knows, like, when I say something, she'll call me out. And she cares about this organization, as does Cal. I think they're a perfect duo. I think they're a perfect team. I've heard like people try to like, say, well, Hannah gets all the credit for this. No, like, cut the crap. Like, Hannah and Cal are a team. Like this notion that like, oh, we got to separate Hannah from Cal and all that. That's from blowhard idiots who don't even like understand the situation. But Hannah is definitely a lot more outspoken. She's a lot more of a trash talker than Cal. She's got that firecracker. And I'm about to pull up at the Figgy Fig. Follow Figgy on Twitter, on Insta, all that type of stuff. Figgy, king of the parking lot. He's at every tailgate. He judged the tailgater of the year this year. And Figgy was in the locker room before. And this is the view right here. You can see. So this is where Figgy right now, like where he's at, he's waiting. The locker room is behind him. And you're waiting to go in there and interview players. Sometimes Hannah and Cal are in a golf cart. Sometimes they're walking. But I remember after CJ's performance, I think it was against the Steelers. I was sitting in line, and Hannah, walking just as she is right now, she yells to me. She goes, "Hey, Landry, I think we got a quarterback, huh?" Like, kind of like she's just taking a shot at me for the Bryce Young stuff. And I said, yeah, it seems that way. But this is her. I don't think she'll publicly admit it, but the Amy Adams strunk pettiness with this Houston thing, I think it kind of, I don't want to say it got to her, but I think it was kind of annoying to her. But listen to her, Hannah McNair, with jokes. And this is at the Figgy Fig on Twitter, all social platforms. The Texans sweep the Tennessee Titans this year. Listen to Hannah McNair's jokes.
What's up? Sweeping. Oh,
Have you seen anybody sweeping lately? That's us.
What's up? Sweeping. Oh,
oh, that's us. Have you seen anybody sweeping lately? Oh, that's us. Hannah's got that fire, man. She's got that fire like a mofo. Appreciate everyone for coming through. This is fun, man. It's going to be a really fun week. Tomorrow's going to be fun. I'm going to do the show. I'm going to have the doubleheader, college football, man, national championship coming to town. It's been fun. Appreciate everyone for rolling through. CJ Stroud, Will Anderson, podium games, Texans, must-win game. All is fun, and there's still a lot of stuff going on in the NFL. Decent chance that the Texans also get flex next week. It's been the Locker Room. Subscribe, like, right along. Always remember, when it comes to this Texan stuff, we're all in it together. Much love. Happy New Year.
Landlocked, got the game in the headlock. Localized every time, can't stop, won't stop. Yeah, we top 2 and we not too. Plugged in daily digital on YouTube. We got taste for days, opinions to give, we got takeaways. If it's up, then it's up. We number 1. You don't need to try your luck. Locker room, yeah, we in the locker room. Texas talk, yeah, you know what we about to do. Localize every angle's what we really do. We the source, we the pulse of the city too.